Okay, Fit Legacy Team Zoom on whatever day this is, September, I don't know, 19th, 20th, something like that.
18th.
18th, September 18th. We have a special guest tonight, Andy Stotts from Team whatever. I think he's on Platinum
I'm a
Presenters.
free agent.
Yeah, you're a free agent. You're a free agent, but you're on like our main big team. I know that for sure. So I will let Andy take it away on what it's like to be a guy coach in this business. There you go.
Well, thank you, Jen, for having me on your call. I'm Andy Stotts. I live in Phoenix here with Jen. And I've been a coach for almost 3 years now. Started in October 2012, I think. I started out with P90X, which is everybody's usually their first program, it seems like. But I did P90X, started out with that, lost 40 pounds. I just bought it off the website, and I had nobody reached out to me to be a coach or anything. I just kept looking at the coach thing in the back office or in the Team Beachbody page, and kept reading about it. And I was like, wait a second. So this chick who is supposedly my coach makes money every time I order something. All right, how do I do that? So I signed up to be a coach on my own, and still never got contacted by my sponsor coach after I became a coach, which is wavy. So a lot of it, like in the beginning, I was swimming in the deep end and had no idea what I was doing. And finally, my coach reached out to me. She's in California. I'm the only guy on her team. Her whole team is military wives. She's a military wife. And that's what her whole team is. And I'm the only guy on her team. And so nothing that she does or says to her team really ever pertains to me, because I'm the only guy and I don't have babies and I'm not a stay-at-home mom and I don't get what she's saying. And nothing really I say pertains to what she does. So I just kind of been a free agent, and I've tried to align myself with awesome people who has helped me get through, like Jen. I have 4 or 5 awesome people that I met through Facebook, started following people, all the top coaches, to figure out what works for me. And for a long time, nothing worked for me. I had no idea what I was doing, and nobody was there to tell me what to do. After finally I went to Summit, the light bulb came on, and I started figuring out how to post a little bit better. But hit Success Club once in a while, but nothing, wasn't very consistent on it. Until they announced the cruise, which was like December, when was that, Jen? 2013? When they announced the cruise. And I was like, 2012, no? 2012. I was like, I'm going to do that. I can do that. So I decided that's my main focus every month from now on. Starting that day was I'm going to hit Success Club. And I've hit Success Club now 20 months in a row, starting in January 2013. Was the day I started. And I just decided I was going to do it every month, and I have found a way to do it. I've between 5 and 10 every month. I'm now on a 7-month streak on Success Club 10, so hopefully I can bang that out till January so I can be a Success Club 10 All-Star, because Success Club 5 All-Star gets you a pat on the back is all, unfortunately. But it's cool to say that. And I only have 4 months left to be a Success Club legend. 5, right? Is that what it is? I don't know what that does for you, but pat on the back also. But it's cool anyway, and you get to go to Success Club trips and going to Cancun. Are you going to Cancun, Jen? Awesome. So it just became my focus, and how I got to Success Club. Another personal side note, lining myself up, is at Summit last year, Lee Ratterman, who lives in Phoenix, she got awarded for being Success Club, something stupid, like 50 months in a row. And she lives here in town. And I was like, I need to message this chick and figure what's going on. So, but it's just the same thing. What she told me is the same thing I'm sure Jen tells you, and what they say is just, you got to share your story. Post, post your before and after pictures. Tell your story. Let people relate to you. I probably post too much. Jen will probably say that, but I invite. I'm constantly inviting people to challenge groups, and every month I have a list. I write down whoever, and out of those people that buy, and that those that didn't, like usually like the 5th and 25th of every month, I go back and revisit those people, and I go on their page and I'll comment on their Facebook pages on whatever, like they went to a restaurant or they took their dog for a walk. But I just start liking things on their pages so they see that I'm looking at their stuff and kind of have an interest in what they're doing. So I like when I ask them, what's up and whatever, we can have a conversation before I drag them into, not drag them into, but before I start asking about the 21-day fix or T25 or whatever is that month. But I'm constantly inviting and constantly going back and sprinkling the seeds that, I've talked to forever. And the big thing about posting is, like, you never know. People may not comment on your posts or like your Beachbody posts or your invites on Facebook. But like I just told my coach, who's my new Emerald coach, who's rocking it this month, is like, you got to post because people watch what you're doing. And I've had several people with the 21-day fix this month and some people I've never talked to, maybe for 6 months or whatever, but out of the blue, somebody will be able to say, hey, what do you have for me? So, it's important to stay consistent in posting because people out there are watching what you're doing. Let's see. What did you ask? You asked me one thing. Oh, like being a guy coach. I've had, and I'm sure this is everybody, I'm sure like in posting, I've had several people, say all your stuff is positive and you're always talking about health and fitness. And I've had people unfriend me. I've had people not follow me, but tough shit. That's part of the business, and I don't care if they unfriend me or not. This is my job, and to promote health and fitness. So if I lose a few people on the way, it's whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. But it is important to tell your story. That's how you attract people. Not everybody is in not everybody's in their after picture, but wherever you are in your story, it's important to keep telling that because that's how people are going to relate to you and say, oh, he just did Insanity or she's doing 21-day fix or whatever that, they're getting results. How do I do that? I just quit people always ask, like, do you get results working out at home? And I just quit my 24-hour fitness thing. And they were looking at my thing and they're like, well, why are you quitting? And I'm like, well, if you look at my thing, I've been there maybe 3 times in the last 2 years. And she's like, oh, well, what are you doing? And I said, well, I work out at home. And she's like, well, how's that working out for you? And I was like, I've lost 40 pounds doing P90X and whatever. It's working out pretty well. And they were like, okay, thank you. Have a good day. So, they were like, they didn't, so, people ask, well, do you have enough space? And you guys all know that. You just you don't need space for anything. I have just in a small apartment, I slide the coffee table aside and you get results working out at home. I don't know, Jen, do you have anything that I'm not saying?
Just Like, what do you say? Do you ever have people that say like negative shit to your posts? Like, do guys ever like say anything negative? Because I know like that happens a lot. Like, especially to Jeremy, guys are always saying some dumb stupid stuff to him.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, usually I try not to drag myself into like the war of words with people, you know, if they're like, oh, like Shakeology is what I had a guy not too long ago. I posted about Shakeology being the healthiest meal of the day, and he responded, "How can you say that?" And I was like, easily. I mean, I just went down, and he baited me into like, well, I have this Go Green. I don't even know what it is. But I looked at their website, and there's like 6 products you have to take to equivalent 1 scoop of Shakeology. So I was like, okay, you're spending.
But you can win this argument. Go ahead.
Right, but I was just like, you know, I mean, he wanted to, so I quit messaging him, like commenting him back and forth on Facebook, and I ended up just eventually private messaging him because I don't want people to, you know, see that, you know, arguing and stuff. But I was just like, because, you know, I always try to be positive in the post, but I eventually deleted his shit, but his comments on my thing. But yeah, you're going to get people and naysayers or whatever about Shakeology. And when like people post like, you know, how do you drink that stuff? I got to choke it down. I don't know how they're making it. I don't
understand that either. I'm like, it's delicious. What are you talking about?
I've had 3 or 4 people say that, you know, I'm like, how's Shakeology going? And they're like, oh, I'm choking it down. I'm like,
they're not drinking it.
How are you making it? Yeah, but you know,
drinking it dry.
Yeah, no kidding. But I get negative comments. I either ignore them or I'll private message them for not to fight it out on Facebook or on my page or whatever. But you know, you said something about challenge. I have to invite people in my challenge groups. The majority of people in my groups are women. Somebody just asked me how many I had. And probably in my big challenge group, I have individual, like if I have running challenges for the month. But right now I don't have any like 21 Day Fix or T25 groups. They're all in my potpourri of people. Probably out of 60 people that I have in there, that's probably 40 are women. So, you know, I tried to, you know, they asked me questions about nutrition. I don't know everything as far as that goes. That's why I said earlier, I try to align myself with other people that know more about that stuff than I do, so I can try to get an answer to people. Mm-hmm. You know, as far as like guys, that I can obviously answer that easily. But when girls ask about nutrition and what about the pregnant and stuff like that, that's when I have to seek help from.
Well, but by now you should know all those answers, you know?
Yeah.
Everything's safe for pregnancy and lactation. Go for it. Feed that baby good. You know? What about when guys tell you that, or when what am I trying to say here? I don't know.
Spit it out.
Oh, this is what I was going to ask. So what do you do when it's the 24th of the month and you have 1 Success Club point?
That's funny that you said that, because I just told this girl the other day who I was struggling last month trying to get to 10. And I go back through I tell them I give them the hard close. I just go back through people that I've talked to, that I've messaged, and the people that are close. I don't know how to say this exactly, but I basically tell them what they're going to do.
Hey, if it works, right? If it doesn't, oh well. What, you know?
Well, I'm just like, you know, people that are close, that like I know that want to, and if it's like a money issue, obviously everybody gets the money issue, mm-hmm. or it's a bad time or whatever. Well, I just like, it's always going to be a bad time. Let me clue you in on life. It's never going to be the perfect time for anything.
Yep.
And, you know, I had like this one go last month. It was like, well, I'm waiting to see how Shelly is doing on the 21-day fix before I order. And I'm like, well, why are you going to sit on the sideline and watch her get results when you could be in the game getting the results also?
Yeah, that's retarded.
And she's like, yeah, you're right. And so, I mean, I got her to order. But it's like, why, you know, I basically say when it's close, crunch time, like at the end of the month, I'm nowhere near hitting Success Club here with 12 days left. I just say, you know, I'm going to send you the link. I just break it down. This is what you're going to do. I'm going to send you the link. You're going to order. You're going to pick your flavor. You get 30. I try to break it down. You're going to get 30 meals. So you get them in their head that they're prepaying. Because everybody say, well, I don't have money. Well, are you going to not eat for the next 30 days? Whether you're going to eat, obviously, right? Especially in the 21-day fix, where the Shakeology is a red container. So it's taking one of their meals or their proteins for the day. So I say, you know, for $4 a day, you're going to get it's one meal a day you don't have to think about. You're going to get an awesome workout program for an extra $10 or whatever, $160 usually. Everything's usually $140 or $160. But you're going to get an awesome workout program for $20, and you're going to get 30 healthy meals for $4 a day. And I try to tell them that you got to look at it like you're buying 30 meals in advance. You're not like, it's the same as going to the grocery store. You can't just buy the shit and leave and pay for it at the end of the month and eat all the food and eat it. I mean, you got to buy it up front. And this is the same thing. And I said, you're going to probably buy less soda. You're going to buy less chips. It's going to curb your craving. So in a lot of ways, it's going to probably end up saving you money because it's $4 and it's less expensive than probably most meals you're eating during the day.
I was like, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
No, that's right. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Renee.
I do have a question. As a coach, I find that, I'm sharing everything. I've shared my story, and I'm getting a lot of, support from all my friends, people that, I hadn't, hardly ever see on Facebook. They're there when, when I post results. And, a lot of guys, a lot of women, but the ones that I hear from who are interested are always the women, never the men. And it's always been my experience that men, they already know. They know everything. They know what they're supposed to do. I know what I'm doing. I know that. Then why do you still look like the Michelin Man? I mean, do you ever run into that where like guys can shoot? All guys can shoot, right? I mean, and always the women do better when they go to classes because they actually listen to the instructor. And I find that the women are more open, easier to approach than the men.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just thinking now that you said that, and I was going to actually mention this. And as far as challenge groups, I haven't had one guy buy the 21-day fix from me since
21 days. Yeah.
Yes.
Where do I sign up?
Yeah, there you go. There's a new workout program. Put that in with P90 XXX. Yeah.
Oh man.
But I haven't had one guy.
I had one, and that was it. Only one guy, and he did great on it. But that was it. Only one out of the 70 or 80 that I've sold.
Right. That's the first thing I bought.
It's awesome. That's why. But you're right. The guys act like they know everything and they don't need help and da-da-da-da-da. When they
don't need help eating and whatever.
They need more help eating than we do. Because once they start working out and eating okay, they drop weight a lot faster than we do. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't roll your eyes at me, dude. You might not be able to gain it as fast as I can. Okay? But you can jump faster than me. I see you.
But yeah, I think, definitely.
Used to me or the koala?
Guys are more receptive to Tony Horton and lifting weights or Shanti than I'm getting people to do the fix. and that's probably why in my challenge groups I have more women than guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the most important program. I mean, obviously, like I'll push P90, or I hardly push I didn't get anybody to buy T25 last month. Maybe one.
Yeah, I had one, I think.
Maybe two people.
Yeah.
I think I only got T25 last month. Other than that, I just tell everybody to do 21-day fix because it's the perfect program or introduction to get somebody back online, fit and healthy. Because it focuses on their nutrition, and it's generic workouts, but it's pretty simple, basic workouts that anybody can do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean it's good to get people back into it. That's for sure. Okay. Does anybody else have questions for Andy? Jeremy, Jen, anybody?
Hello.
So are you target posting? I mean, are you looking for a certain crowd when you're posting, or that's the thing that I notice a lot, because I had the same thing. I still do. There's a lot of girls that want to do this thing, and even when you try to target post to the guys, they come off and, like you said, they already know everything. And that's how I thought too. I thought I knew everything until I started doing these workouts and they kicked my ass. So it's just about putting the workouts in front of their face and making them do it the first time, and they'll realize right away. Because sometimes us guys are just dumb and we're hard-headed, and we just need that clap.
We are.
So
Women are smarter than we are.
No, I think like when I, post for Body Beast or whatever, I've probably targeted for guys and stuff. But actually now that they're trying, like the new infomercial has more women in it, from the Beast Classic, I guess, whatever. Last year they're trying to make it more friendly. But no, I don't try to target anybody. The 21-day fix I probably target more towards women, I guess. And I've probably used like more before and after pictures of the women, it seems like. Because I don't think they really post much 21-day fix posts for guys on their page.
A couple, like Andre, they posted Andre, and then there was an Asian guy, and Brad, and then some Asian guy, and that was it.
I've got another question. Have you ever thought, or have you ever tried doing a couples challenge where, like boyfriend against girlfriend, husband against wife, see who can bust out the best workouts or anything like that with the 21-day fix?
That's not a bad idea. Maybe even for like Valentine's Day, something like that.
that won't go over well.
You don't think?
Battle of the sexes, no?
Not in our house. You and I were doing it. I don't know. We can't even work out together sometimes.
At least you guys both work out. Oh wait, at least you have somebody. You can all suck it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's a good idea. Actually, I should do that. I do have a couple that's doing it right now, and the guy he's like 17 pounds he's lost, and the girl's lost like 7 pounds is all. But he needed to lose more than
Yeah, this is like, we're like in our second, third round, and I've lost about 25 pounds.
Hell yeah. How much is Michelle down?
How many?
25.
25.
Nice. She's right there with you. Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Opportunity.
Huh?
Everybody's like, no.
What?
Jeremy said time for insanity next.
Yeah, we're ready.
Insanity's insane. It is absolutely bonkers. It is bonkers. All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you to Andy for guesting.
Thanks, Andy.
Awesome.
You all have a good night. I will get this thing
Bye, Jen.
posted and stuff. And, yeah. See ya.